Alright. I managed to pillage this from one of my sister's rooms because I love science and they weren't using it. So we're gonna grow our own crystals. I find this absolutely fascinating. Okay, it says that there is a couple of things. There's 3 necklaces, 2 statement rings, 1 colossal crystal, and a set of earrings. So I think I'm gonna try for the colossal crystal and maybe one of the necklaces, because a crystal necklace sounds cool. Ooh, alright. I might have to go get some, it looks like they use jars on here. Alright. Got a bunch of crystal powder. That's legit what it's called, crystal powder. Let's see about the colossal crystal here. Can't be that big, can it? These are supposed to fit inside like mason jars. Where the frick are the instructions? Making the solution. Alright. You will need measuring tape, pencil, heat-proof jet, glass jars with lids, measuring spoon, cooking pot. I'm gonna have to go to the kitchen for this. Distilled water. I'm sure regular water will work just fine. A long-handled metal spoon. And an adult assistant. How about no? Ooh, they even got a bit of... Okay, so it looks like... To grow a colossal crystal, you'll use leftover growing solution at the bottom of pots. We're doing science here. We have no time for playing with dragons. We're doing science. Okay, so it looks like we have to make something first before we can make the colossal crystal. Which is like, alright. There's a bunch of these pendants here. So let's make one of those pendant things. Okay, it says here, to grow crystal, we'll have to dissolve the powder in very hot water to create the liquid growing solution. Heat up in the water causes the molecules to move faster. Okay. Once the crystal powder is dissolved, will float around freely, so they'll bond together, making the crystals. Cool a little, put the pipe cleaner in. As the solution cools. Again, pots. Science, not dragon. Alright, so as it cools, it'll bond to the pipe cleaner. Okay, so let's go to the kitchen then. Okay, we're in the kitchen. Where was the page showing us how to do that? These are the wire coil earrings. Oh, that's just how to... Yeah, these things. These are the ones that we want to do. These stick pendants. Man, they look cool. I want to get green one. That green one looks cool. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Alright, screw measuring tape. Measuring is for losers. We're here to do science. based on the picture, we're going to need those things. Oh no, it's sticking to the book. Okay, and string. Good thing it comes with string. Prepare the growing solution. Okay, so the seeding solution and growing solution are two different things. 16, okay. Making the solutions. Alright. Small heat-proof glass jar with the seeding solution. What the frick is the seeding solution? That's jewelry glaze. That's... Oh, do we get to choose the color? Okay, there is no green. Is that yellow or orange? It looks pretty orange. Is that red or pink? It's probably pink, but it looks red. The blue looks nice though. Let's do the blue one since there's no green. Although I kind of want to try the orange. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I need some glassware that can stand the heat. I'm sure that will work. That can stand up heat. They can stand up the heat of the crystal powder to the jar. Alright. 1 tablespoon. Oh, look at that, right on top. Man, there's so much prep you gotta do for science. It's unfortunate. Whoa. It looks like sugar. I don't know if you can see that. But it looks like sugar. Probably not great to eat though. It's like sticky sugar. What the frick? What did it say this stuff was? It said it was like potassium something. Oh yeah, harmful if ingested. Aluminum potassium sulfate. Only used under adult supervision. Well, I am 18 now, so that does classify me as an adult, and this is under adult supervision. I am supervising. Yes, yes. Very, very supervised. Okay. 1 tablespoon. That's about 1 tablespoon. Into the powder. Have your adult assistant. Well, I don't have an assistant, so I'll have to do it myself. Boil a 1/4 cup of water. And then put it into the jar. I'm thinking they assume children will do this. Well, guess what? I have a kettle. Okay, the kettle is electric and only goes down to 105, so it'll just kind of stay at 105 because 100 is boiling point. At least last I checked, so we'll add that to that and then stir. It specifies an old spoon, so I'm gonna use this because we don't use this anymore, actually. No, I'll use this until the powder dissolves, then put a lid on it. This doesn't have a lid. Let the jar cool for about 5 minutes. So it's still warm but not hot. Okay, let's find something to put a lid on it. Does it really have to be like tight? I'll leave that to boil, and I'll go get an actual jar. Just stay right here for a second. We're just gonna have to wing it. That can go in the microwave. I'm sure it'll be fine. I've boiled stuff in the microwave before. I need a specific amount. How much do I need? A 1/4 cup. Okay. That is not very much. I probably could have done it in the smaller jar. Anyway, let cool for 30 seconds. So we want hot water, not boiling. Yep, that doesn't look like it's boiling. Are you sure I should only be adding a 1/4 of water? Why is there so much stirring in science? Alright, that's it. I'm adding a little bit more water. For science purposes, I am adding a 1/3 more water. Oh, there we go. And, what does it say next? Okay, let the jar cool for about 5 minutes. I'm sure that's fine. And actually, I'll do it in the smaller jar as well, just to see. Hey! Stop! And I will be doing it in the smaller jar as well, just to see what happens when you probably do this properly. Instead of stirring it, I'm just gonna put the lid on and shake it. Oh, that scared me. I thought it was coming through the lid. I thought I didn't have it on properly. Oh, that was super scary. That sounds weird. Alright, well. Diluted, non-diluted. We'll just let those sit for a little bit. Alright, prep the pipe cleaner. This thing. Alright. I have sticks at home, so I've got sticks upstairs, so I'm just going to do that. Overnight if best. Yeah, I'm good. So we're gonna need some of these ring things. It's stuck inside the packaging. Ooh. Man, these are like the rings from Sonic. Well, except for the fact that the Sonic rings are gold and these are like, I don't know, not. I don't know what these are made out of. Alright, fine. Be difficult. Wait, do they have clip-on earring versions? Maybe I can wear the earrings. I feel like that would be painful because these things look giant. I don't know how heavy they are, but that looks painful to wear. Maybe I'll make like a giant ring. That'd be cool. A giant crystal ring I grew myself. Alright, it says we also, do we need this? Which string are we using? Okay, I think I need to use this string, it looks like. Okay, now that we have that disaster done with, we are going to tie this string onto the popsicle sticks and then onto the pipe cleaners, that's what they are. Okay, we have the first one done. Let's put it in the solution. And it says you're supposed to dip the pipe cleaner in. And I'm just gonna let it soak for a little bit. Doesn't say how long we're supposed to put it in for. I assume just like a dip or something. But I'm sure there is no harm in doing that. Now this is the normal crystal, so this will produce like white crystals. So afterwards I will be putting in the blue thing after I see how it works. I don't want to, there's only one of them, so I don't want to be wasting it when I have no idea what I'm doing. Just close that ring up. Man, I should make chainmail. That'd be cool. I should learn how to knit and make it out of wool so it's nice and soft. It probably wouldn't stop knives, but it'd be nice and soft to wear. Very comfy. I don't think chainmail has ever been described as comfy. Oh, nailed it. Okay, now that that's tied, and this has sat, time to put it in the proper solution. So that's all the way in there. Yeah, that's pretty much all the way in there. Alright. Then it says plastic plate or lid. Okay. We got our plastic lids. I used this for plates when I was at boarding school. So I'm sure they'll work for the same thing. And after a few minutes, I'm just gonna take this out. And it says leave overnight, but I'm actually going to leave it for about 5 hours. Okay, it's 2:30 right now, so I will be leaving these until later tonight. And we'll see what they look like. I'm gonna go get a jar for this liquid. And yeah, we'll see what happens with these in a few hours. Alright, it has been a day, and now it says that they are seeded. So that's the seeding solution. Now we need to go to the growing solution. So it looks like we need another jar. I'm gonna use a cup again. And it needs to hold 10 fluid ounces. Alright, well, I'm sure the cups will work just fine. Let's use this one. Alright, 4 tablespoons. There's no pot holder. Alright, 4 tablespoons. One. 2.5. And just a little bit more. Alright, that's about 4. There might be a little more in there, but I'm sure it's fine. Okay, and then it's supposed to place it on a pot holder. Alright, we gotta boil more water. At least a cup of water. Which... Alright, there's 3 cups in the kettle, so that will be boiling while I go get a pot holder to put it on, apparently. Okay, this is the point where we add the dye. It says it's a yellow dye, the orange puck. Alright. Oh. So once this dissolves, then we're gonna put the blue dye in, and it should make blue crystals. It looks so cool. Alright. It does say 1 cup, yes. Yes. It says let's stand for 30 minutes. I did not get it to fully boil, so I'm sure this will work out just fine. Wow, that was a lot taller than I thought it was going to be. Alright, then we just gotta dissolve this. And it says before you grow the crystals, it should be just a little warm. Or 38 degrees. I'm gonna go get a thermometer to check that. That's fully dissolved. Yeah, I'm gonna go get a thermometer to check what degrees that is. Alright, surface temperature of the water, 48. Okay, that is that's much higher than we would like it. Still a bit of foam. $52. Okay. We're just gonna let it sit for few more minutes. Yeah, it says let's stand for at least 1 hour. Wonder if I could drop an ice cube in it to make it go faster. Probably don't want to. Also, I should probably mark the our popsicle sticks here with the solution and dilated solution. This is the solution. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it's like sparkling, kind of. Yeah, you can't really see it. So anyway, these are sparkling, and that's how you know the seeded work. I don't think it worked on this one though. Still relatively a pipe cleaner. So we'll see what happens when you put a non-seeded pipe cleaner into this, I guess. Because, you know, science. So what we're seeing here from the two of these, or at least what I'm seeing here, is you do have to follow the instructions, otherwise it won't work very well. Alright, we're down to 49.4 for temperature. What happens if I put it on body? Ah, it just says high. What about for air? Also high. Alright. 50. Okay, so it is quite a bit warmer. So we'll just have to let that sit until we're ready for ready to put the dye in and stuff. Actually, this is the time to put the dye in. Yo, it's turning blue! Surprise, surprise. Wow, that's a really deep blue. That is definitely a lot darker than what they're showing on the package here. Oh, I can just barely see it. The dye piece. Ooh, that almost went over. Did that go over? No. Alright, now we're just gonna let this sit until it's cool enough to put the crystals in. Alright, just looking at the thermometer here. It's at 33, so slightly under what we want it to be, but that's okay. Now this is the solution mixture that we're putting in here. Then the dilated solution. I'm going to be putting both in here. Normally you don't want to put two in the same thing. I assume that's because you don't want them merging. But considering I don't think one of these are even gonna work, I'm not gonna have any problems with that. So I'm gonna take this up and let it sit in my room, and I'll give a follow-up whenever it starts forming crystals. I really don't know what it's supposed to do. And yeah, that looks like everything. Alright, we'll see how science turns out for this one. But yeah, that's all there is for now. Put it all back in the box. Hey y'all, so this has been sitting pretty much all day, and I wanted to take them out and just see how they're doing. So this is the dilated solution that we did, and it's looking pretty crystal. You can hear that bouncing off the side. That's pretty cool. And then this is the proper crystal. Also sounds pretty crystallized. You can see it even like crystallizing on the top of the rope. That's super cool. I'm gonna leave these in here for a few more probably days just to see what they do. Who knows, maybe that's all they're gonna grow to, but that's super cool. I might make like a longer one full of just the white crystal and do like a blue and white sort of necklace thing that I can hang in the background. But this experiment was super cool. I would 100% recommend doing this. They've got rings and even earrings if you want to make something for your girl. Honestly, 100% worth it. These crystals are super cool. But yeah, that's all there is to it. Catch you all on the flip side.